Here are a couple more examples for factoring. I'm going to do number 42 out of the book, which is 2x cubed minus 5x squared minus 4x plus 12. So the maximum number of zeros that I can have is 3. Means there could be less than that, but the maximum there could be is 3 zeros. So I find the factors of 12, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Divide them by the factors of 2, so 1 or 2. These are the combination of numbers that I can use inside of the box. Alright, so I'm going to just choose a number. I'll just try 1. So 1 times 2 is 2. That makes negative 3. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. That makes negative 7. Negative 7 makes 5. I did not get a 0 right here, so 1 is not an answer. It's not a root. So I'm going to try 2. 2 times 2 is 4. I get negative 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. I get negative 6. 2 times negative 6, that's negative 12. I get 0. So 2 is a root of it. So 2 is a 0 and a root and an intercept. They're all the same word. So 2 is one of my answers. X equals 2. Now I can keep going. I got a 2 and a 6. So I could cross out from my original over here. I could cross out all the numbers except for the multiples of 6 on the top. So for the factors of 6. So 4 doesn't work and 12 doesn't work. So I still try 1, 2, 3, and 6 divided by 1 and 2. Now I already tried positive 1 and it didn't work, so I don't have to try that one again. So I can try any combination of these. I'm just going to try 2 again. So 2 times 2 is 4, that makes 3. 2 times 3 is 6, that makes 0. So I got another 2 as my answer. Now I'm left with a 2x plus 3. Now since I'm trying to find the zeros or the roots, I'm going to set that equal to 0. I'm going to subtract the 3 to the other side, and then I'm going to divide by 2. So negative 3 halves. There's all the zeros I needed to find. I have a 2, and then negative 3 halves. Notice that there's 3 zeros. Here's all my zeros or roots of that function. Now I'll do one more. Let's say I'm going to do number 53. Starts out as 4x to the 4th plus 7x squared minus 2. Now notice we could just factor this one using our regular factoring techniques, because this one is half of this one. Right, so I'm going to actually go ahead and do it that way. We have 4 times negative 2, that's negative 8. Factors of negative 8 would be negative 1 and 8. Those add to the 7 in the middle. So I'm going to split this and say this is negative 1x squared and positive 8x squared. And I keep the first term and the last term. Now I can factor by grouping. I take out an x squared. I'm left with a 4x squared minus 1. Out of the second set, I take out a negative 2. And I'm left with 4x squared minus 1. Notice those are the same, so I take out the 4x squared minus 1 and the x squared minus 2. Now it did say that I am looking for the zeros, so I need to set each one of these equal to 0. So I would add the 1 over to the other side, then I would divide by the 4, and then I would square root. So the square root of 1 is 1, the square root of 4 is 2. So I have plus or minus a half from that one. The other one, I'm going to add the 2 to the other side and then square root, so I get plus or minus the square root of 2. So there are my 4 answers, and because of the exponent of 4 here, there are a maximum of 4 zeros to this function.